Good evening and welcome to July 15th, 2025 meeting of the Roseland Governing Body. Adequate notice meeting is provided in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, and that the date, time, and location of meeting were included in the annual meeting schedule, posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and filed in the office of the Borough Clerk. For those attending tonight's meeting via Zoom, the agenda and any other relevant documents can be found on the borough's website, attached to the meeting notice posted in the news and announcement section. During the meeting, announcement made prior to the two public comment periods. Anyone wishing to make a public comment via computer will be instructed to use raise your hand icon, and anyone wishing to make a public comment via telephone will be instructed to dial *9 at the appropriate time. For those in attendance in person or remotely, please provide your name and address when selected. If you are eligible for Daniels Law, please just announce your name. Mr. Watkins, please call the roll.
Mayor Spango.
Present.
Mr. Barty.
Here.
Mr. Brandt. Mrs. Parati.
Here.
Mr. Schroeder.
Here.
Mrs. Tully.
Here.
Mr. Trillo.
Here. Please rise for the flag.
Microphone.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First on the agenda, we have our first round of public comment. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, come forward and state your name and address for the record. If you're with us via Zoom, use the raise your hand icon. And if you're with us telephonically, press *9 at the appropriate time.
Janet Tremont, 38 Leonard Terrace, Roseland. I wrote my comments down because I don't want to exceed my 5 minutes. On Tuesday, June 17th, I received an email from Maureen Chmakis that had attached to it an undated, unsigned letter addressing concerns that I raised 5 months ago following the police department's budget hearing. According to Maureen, this letter was prepared on June 4th and written and collaborated by the Police Committee and the Roseland Governing Body and reviewed by council. The pronoun I is used consistently throughout the letter, but no one actually signed it. 10 people, 4 months, no date, no signature, and not much content. Before getting into the substance of that letter, let me take this opportunity, Mayor Spango, to tell you how deeply offended I am by the way you handled the photograph. I texted you on May 7th. By your own admission and without my permission, you shared the photo and my name with at least 10 people, including your police leadership, the Borough Council, and the Board Attorney, as referenced in that undated letter. Why would that even be mentioned in the response to my budget questions? And I never gave permission for my name to be used. Your actions were insensitive and unbefitting a person of your position. It was always my understanding that the practice of sharing the name of a resident who filed a complaint was frowned upon, and clearly in my case, you felt otherwise. You disregarded my privacy, safety, and well-being, and it is something I will remember for a long time. How very sad that you chose to make this personal and public. I hope in the future you exercise better judgment when dealing with your constituents. With respect to the letter's content, I offer the following comments. You state that the mayor and council are aware of the police director's use of the vehicle and believe that the practice should be continued. Of course you are aware. You are aware because I told you 5 months ago what was going on. Before I opened my mouth, most of the council was in the dark. It's not my intention to embarrass anyone on the dais, but suffice it to say that I have emails, text messages, and a record of a phone call dating back to Martin Luther King Day that suggests this was not done with the support of the council. Your response was well crafted and clearly designed to skirt the real issue. If the use of cars was something that the entire governing body was on board with, why did you sit there and say nothing when I appeared before the council to voice my concerns? You could have put a stop to this ludicrous exchange months ago simply by saying, I am fully aware of how the director's car and other unmarked cars are being used by off-duty officers, and I approve. You did not do that. Not that night, nor the day after, nor the week after, nor the month after, nor the month after that, nor the month after that. You sat in silence and waited for me to go away. Same question for the police director. If he had exclusive use of the car 24/7 with the blessing of the governing body and also had the authority to allow our off-duty lieutenants to take home cars during the week, why didn't he say so? Why did he tell the story about occasional trips to a lab in South Jersey? And why are the cars only taken home during the week and not on weekends? Do we not have emergencies on weekends? Why is everyone in this administration having so much difficulty with the truth? And still no answer as to why the director is driving a high-performance police car with confidential plates and a PD Easy Pass. If he's entitled to a car, it should be a Ford Escort or something similar with MG plates. Finally, I'm struggling with the fact that it took 10 people, an attorney, and 4 months to complete a one-page response that still doesn't address the underlying problem. Answers were not truthful. The entire governing body should be embarrassed by this. My inquiry was mishandled from the beginning. It could have been resolved in one day with a simple phone call to the director asking if there was truth to what I was saying. That did not happen because he was already on record as saying something else. No backpedaling on this one. I have been a resident of this town for more than 27 years and I've seen my taxes increase every year. And now, like every other taxpayer in town, I'm footing the bill for 3 more members of the RPD to drive back and forth to their homes in other towns and in other counties. Free car, free gas, free maintenance, free insurance, and free tolls, all with your blessing. In my opinion, you have completely dismantled the RPD. I stand by my statement that I made a few months ago that Roseland does not have a fully functioning police department. Our leadership exists only weekdays from about 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. 5 years, no chief. 3 years, no captains, only 2 lieutenants, and no plan for succession. We don't even have a duly designated OIC. 2.5 years ago, during a round of 8 promotions and 3 new hires, you said that the borough is committed to keeping the community safe by having a properly staffed PD, while also showing appreciation to existing police officers in the department by giving them the recognition and promotions that are deserved. What changed? We are worse off than we were then. We are in worse shape than we were last year. We are regressing. We linger in limbo because of the lack of promotions. When are you going to promote the 2 lieutenants? And please don't tell me they're not ready. Each has the skill that each has held that title for more than 2 years, and both officers have the skill set to advance to higher leadership positions. Those men are ready. If you think otherwise, I suggest the problem may be with the teacher, not the students. Do you not recognize the absurdity of the situation you have created? Once the lieutenants are promoted, the director's job becomes redundant. We need police leadership that is proactive, not reactive, and we should be building our departments so that it is equipped to handle all the additional housing that is planned for Roseland. 6 Becker Farm Road will begin renting in the fall of this year, with Harrison Avenue and 85 Livingston not far behind. Public safety must be the #1 priority in this town. Thank you for your time, and please don't feel obligated to respond.
Any other member of the public wish to be heard, come forward, state your name and address for the record.
William Pittsco, 20 Meeker Court. On resolution number 6, 251-2025. Can you just give me a little explanation on about the fee thing? You know, I asked about
Maureen?
recreation fee.
Trust fund for recreation.
Is that for the fees for the things, the kids playing, or is it something else? I don't know.
It's, we added, yes, we added Run for the Roses back
I
to
can't say it. I'm sorry.
we added Run for the Roses back to recreation. The past couple of years, it was being held by the boosters.
Boosters.
So ADP ADP, which is in
So it's
Roseland.
not to do with the fees, that's what I mean.
It's to bring money in.
We had to add the fee.
That's, because I couldn't understand it the way it is.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know if it was a fee increase. or
We
whatever.
outsourced it for a little bit and now we brought it back in,
Yeah,
but I think the fee
that's it.
remained the same as it
Okay.
was before.
The fee was, the fee increased by $10,
There you go.
but.
For that, but
For
I'm
just for
talking
the
about the
run for
whole
the
thing,
road.
that's
It
all.
was-
You
Just
know
for the-
how
just
I
for the
always
road.
ask about the
Yeah,
fees.
to
Just for the
allow us
run.
to collect the
Okay.
fees to run the program.
Right. And the other thing, you know, basically, I'm gonna go back to what I said one time ago about your ordinances. How come we can't read them online? I try to read them online. I thought you were gonna change something. You know, sometimes, you know, you get in here, you try to read it, you can't read the whole thing and you don't understand it. So I'd appreciate if it's possible, I think it should be able to get online, especially in the electronics things. The county does it, I think you could do it. You know,
Understood.
Personally.
And noted.
Thank you. That's it.
Any other member of the public wish to be heard?
Wayne McCullough, 21 Second Avenue, Roseland. I just want to know this latest flooding that's happened. Is the council addressing anything with flash flooding in Roseland? Because we've been having this problem since '99, since I've lived there. I've lived there 41 years. And I just wonder if the council has any agenda as far as flash flooding problems in Roseland, if we have any contingency plan about it.
I know we had our engineer, who you've been dealing with, Joe. We had a study done at the expense of the county as for the flooding issues in Roseland. I know you've been dealing with Joe, but we are aware that it is an issue. Do we have a plan right now? No, but we are working one through our engineers.
Because, like I said, this has been dragging on.
We got very lucky last night.
Oh, yeah, that's
We
what
got-
I'm telling
we got
you.
very,
That's-
Compared to North Plainfield and everything, we got, and it wasn't, Milburn got hit pretty bad. We were on the
Clark
cusp.
over there,
We were very, very lucky. Agreed.
And like I said, I've provided to the engineer a contingency plan, what to do and what we should be doing about it, getting the money for it, you know?
You presented something to Joe?
Yeah, we had a meeting, but the problem is we're waiting for the hydrologist to meet with me so we can turn around and get the ball rolling.
Okay. I will follow up with Joe on Friday morning.
Because could you have him call me or something?
Yes.
Because
When
I've
I didn't,
been-
when I saw you, not the
Yeah.
person, when I saw you
Yeah.
last month, I thought I told you to reach out to me. I thought he reached out to you, but you havened heard from him?
No.
And I told,
I told.
I told her at our meeting as well.
Okay. I will personally call him tomorrow.
Friday morning at 8:30. I have a meeting with Joe.
Yeah, because
Yep.
sooner than later, because
Yeah, he
like I
needs to call.
say,
Yep.
you
We
know,
got very lucky.
we're on borrowed time.
I was
Yeah, very
walking,
lucky.
I kept walking down the street.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you. That's, you know,
If you don't hear from Joe from a week from today, call me. You have my number.
Yeah.
I will make sure I stay on top of it.
because like I said, it's,
Understood.
you know, we could take care of this. It's not a problem,
Understood and agreed.
you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other member of the public wish to be heard, come forward, state your name and address for the record, please. If you're with us via Zoom, use the raise your hand icon, and if you're with us telephonically, press *9. Okay, first, before we do the first order of business, we have Resolution 244-2025, appointing Michael Trina as a patrol officer to the Roseland Police Department. Do we have a motion to appoint Michael?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Toley, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. If the police department could please assemble?
I think you gotta go down for this young guys. Yeah.
If Michael could please come forward? If his father, Michael and Elizabeth, his father and mother, Michael and Elizabeth, can come forward also. I asked Michael outside, I said, who's gonna hold the Bible? He said, Michael. He said, my dad. I said, who's gonna put the badge on? And He very smartly said, "My mom." So, I state your name,
I, Michael Trina,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in
established in
the United States
the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
And I state your name,
And I, Michael Trina,
do further solemnly swear
do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of police officer
of police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
and I will not use my office
and I will not use my office
to grant preferential treatment,
to grant preferential treatment,
nor to seek personal gain,
nor to seek personal gain,
favor, or advantage
favor, or advantage,
not available to the general public.
not available to the general public.
Congratulations. It's like putting a brooch on before the prom. Yeah. If the council could just stand up, please.
What? I don't wanna fall off the ledge.
Largest groups, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael, come here.
Thank
Michael,
you.
come here. Michael,
Good luck,
Michael.
Michael. Congratulations.
So, I say basically the same thing every time I hire a new police officer about support and how the family up here is as important as the family that's out there for these police officers. It couldn't be more evident based on what happened in this town 3 weeks ago. We have a miracle that one of our officers survived a horrible, horrible crash. And it put things in perspective. I don't want to scare the family. How much these officers could just be doing something completely routine, not even a law enforcement function. It could have been one of us driving our vehicles. How quickly anyone's life can be turned upside down. I want to commend the police department and its leadership for the support that they've shown Officer Miller, who I don't have social media, but I know it's out there now. In a matter of weeks, he went from not knowing if he would be alive or could walk to being at Kessler on rehab and speaking. And it's absolutely amazing. And I want to thank the council, the public, the law enforcement family. I want to tell his family that his thoughts and prayers, our thoughts and prayers are with him. But the support, once again, that police officers receive on the job and off the job is essential. And I know the thoughts and prayers that came from this family, his Roseland family, his personal family, are why he was so confident and he was in the right mindset and he had hope, because everyone was there for them, for him and his family. And keep that in mind. There's a brotherhood and sisterhood up there, and then there's your family at home. Both have to support you at times like this. And everyone to take a step back and understand how precious life is for anyone, but especially when the men and women go out every day and put their lives on the line, and you should all be commended. And I want to thank you. And I know Councilwoman Parati is going to speak about our other first responders that responded there. But I want to put that in perspective. I don't want to put a somber tone on today. I want to put a realistic tone. It's a happy day, but it's also very happy every day when you go home to your family. And enjoy your next 30 years. Well, you have a couple years on, don't you? Enjoy your next 29 years here. We're pleased to have you here, and we're looking forward to great things from you and the police department. Thank you.
Be safe. Be
There you
safe.
go.
Thank you.
I got
Keep up the good work. The good work. Keep up the good work.
Continuing our law enforcement family, next up we have a presentation of proclamation. If I could, I can ask Mrs. Piltzecker to come up. If I could ask Mike to come up, Wendy, and Daniel, please.
Oh. Sure.
We're here tonight. We lost two great public servants, both of the fire department and one of the police department in the last year. One was Assistant Fire Chief George Piltzecker. Right. George served the borough of Roseland. We talk about volunteerism and the epitome of what our town's about. George not only served the borough of Roseland as a volunteer fireman, he was also a police officer. George spent 28 years with the police department, is that correct? He spent over 4 decades with the fire department. Complete public servant, set an example for his son Michael, who spent how many years, Mike, with the fire department? Almost 40 years. Also the chief, excuse me. He had to help his father by 1, you know that. But I'm not going to read through the whole proclamation, but I'm going to read some points. George's service to the borough included his involvement with the fire department, the police department, and if you didn't think he did enough, the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, as well as support of numerous community organizations, and he touched the lives of countless young people and families in Roseland. He's left a legacy of love, leadership, and service, evidently, and has left an indelible mark on the borough of Roseland, shaping the community into the close-knit and caring place we know today. What Roseland is today wouldn't be what it is without families like the Piltzeckers and like Assistant Chief Piltzecker, Police Officer Piltzecker. We wanted to thank him for his service and want to make sure that we honored him and his family formally here at our meeting. I asked Mrs. Piltzecker if she was going to speak. She said yes. And then when she got up here, she pointed to Wendy and said she's going to say something. So, Wendy, it's yours.
Okay, I wasn't expecting to say anything, but my dad was a very humble man. And he loved this town. And he loved the people in it. And I know he would have loved this. So thank you so much for doing this for him on behalf of my whole family. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated. And I know he would have loved it. Thank you.
We have the proclamation, but we're going to get it fixed first before we give it to you. Okay. Once again, I want to thank the Piltzecker family for what they've done and what they continue to do. And they are a true example of what volunteerism and what public service means to this community. Thank you so much. Michael. No, train it. New police officer.
Oh, my God, there's so many
Too many
Michaels
Michaels.
now.
It's like my house when you say Jimmy.
Or an Anthony. Call Anthony and everybody turns.
No originality. Everybody's named after somebody else.
You can tell me.
No,
Congrats, Michael.
very much so. That's right.
You don't have to say. You can go. Go ahead.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have ordinance.
Let them,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Miguel.
Please,
You
please.
guys can. See you tomorrow morning,
Congratulations.
bright and early. Bye, guys.
Well, it was either gonna be Michelle or Annette.
Annette? With one T?
Because my mother's name is Ann.
Would it be Annette with
I don't
one T?
know, I don't know. So my brother said Annette the hairnet, Michelle the seashell. And I picked Michelle after my dad, Michael, so. Because he's Joseph after the grandfather and the other grandfather.
No, they're just, I think,
Italian,
I
yeah.
didn't know this, but
Based in the family.
I think
Yeah,
Pat
yeah, yeah.
and
That's how you spell Michael and
father were,
Italian, Miguel.
Oh, okay.
they grew up to, I don't, they might have even grown up together, I don't know. I didn't know I didn't know they were different.
I'll get him later.
Yeah, they must be
Got something
close,
else
I
for
didn't know.
proclamation.
Yeah.
I have someone else maybe for a proclamation. Artie Schweinberg, who was also, he was also Santa Claus and all that, so, you know.
We're gonna do Loveless next. His mother was in the hospital, though, and then we'll do Orange.
They came to my house and the kids were like, "What's that? Daddy's not Santa Claus. Who's that?" It's just to play Santa Claus, be on the fire truck and everything. They were like the
Okay.
original policemen from town.
Next on the agenda, we have introduction of ordinance 24-2025. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance of the Borough of Roseland to repeal ordinance number 44-2024 as amended, which provided for salaries and compensation to be paid to non-union employees of the Borough of Roseland and substitute therefore salaries and compensation for the year 2025.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 24-2025?
So moved.
Second.
Bill Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none.
Ordinance number 24-2025 will be posted on the borough's website. Notice of public hearing will be published in the progress. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, August 12th, 2025.
Thank you. Next is introduction of ordinance 25-2025. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance of the Borough of Roseland establishing salaries for the mayor and council of the Borough of Roseland.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 25-2025?
So moved.
Second.
I think it was Barty,
And move.
Trillo.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none.
Ordinance number 25-2025 will be posted on the borough's website. Notice of public hearing will be published in the progress. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, August 12th, 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next on the agenda is a public hearing on ordinance 15-2025. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 7 entitled Traffic, Section 7-20 entitled Stop Intersections, Ridge Road and Hickory, and Ridge Road and Sunset Lane.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 15-2025?
So moved.
Second,
Parati, Toley, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 15-2025? Hearing and seeing none, we have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only. Excuse me.
Excuse me. An ordinance amending Chapter 7 entitled Traffic, Section 7-20 entitled Stop Intersections, section of Ridge Road and Hickory Lane, Ridge Road and Sunset Lane.
Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 15-2025?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 7 entitled, oh, sorry. Let me finish this one. Ordinance 15 will be-
One at a time, Jack.
Ordinance 15-2025 will be advertised in the progress as a passed ordinance and shall take effect as provided by law. Ordinance 21-2025, bond ordinance providing for improvements to Cortlandt Street and Fourth Avenue in and by the Borough of Roseland in the County of Essex, New Jersey, appropriating $427,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $114,576 of bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 21-2025, excuse me?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, there's no notice to be heard on ordinance 21-2025. Hearing and seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Schroeder, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
Bond ordinance providing for improvements to Cortlandt Street and Fourth Avenue in and by the Borough
Yeah, I got it.
of Roseland in the County of
It was in the
Essex,
other
New
email.
Jersey, appropriating $427,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $114,576 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 21-2025?
So moved.
Second.
Tolly, Barty, roll call vote, please, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Barty,
Yes.
Mrs. Parati,
Yes.
Mr. Schroeder,
Yes.
Mrs. Toley,
Yes.
Mr. Trillo.
Yes.
Sleep at the switch tonight. Ordinance 21-2025 will be advertised in the progress as a passed ordinance, shall take effect 20 days after first publication, after final adoption as provided by law.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next on the agenda is a public hearing on ordinance 22-2025. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
Bond ordinance providing for the acquisition of vehicles and equipment in and by the Borough of Roseland in the County of Essex, New Jersey, appropriating $245,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $232,750 of bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 22-2025?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Trillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 22-2025? Hearing and seeing none, we have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
Bond ordinance providing for the acquisition of vehicles and equipment in and by the Borough of Roseland in the County of Essex, New Jersey, appropriating $245,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $232,750 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Barty, roll call vote, please, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Barty,
Yes.
Mrs. Parati,
Yes.
Mr. Schroeder,
Yes.
Mrs. Toley,
Yes.
Mr. Trillo.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-2025 will be advertised in the progress as a passed ordinance that shall take effect 20 days after the first publication, after final adoption as provided by law.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next is public hearing on ordinance 23-2025. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Borough of Roseland in the County of Essex, New Jersey, appropriating $257,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $244,150 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 23-2025?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 23-2025? Seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Borough of Roseland in the County of Essex, New Jersey, appropriating $257,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $244,150 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 23-2025?
So moved.
Second,
Schroeder, Toley. Roll call vote, please, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Barty,
Yes.
Mrs. Parati,
yes.
Schroeder,
Yes.
Mrs. Toley,
Yes.
Mr. Trillo.
Yes.
Ordinance 23-2025 will be advertised in the progress as a passed ordinance. Shall take effect 20 days after the first publication after final adoption as provided by law.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next on the agenda is Resolution 245-2025 for the July 9th bill list. Everyone received the bill list for questions, concerns, or recusals. If there are none, we'll take a motion to move the bill list.
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Next, we have resolutions by agenda items 1 through 22 by resolution number 246-2025 through 267-2025. There's no questions, concerns, or recusals on these resolutions. I'd like to move them in their entirety.
I have a question on three of them. Number 7, you're saying the Roseland Community Center, you mean the all-purpose room?
Yep.
Okay. Next, number 14, regarding the Home Depot, is this something that the beautification, I guess Maureen will be able to walk in and we need to buy or stuff or no?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. And lastly, I see the new person we're hiring for accounts receivable. And it mentioned tax courses. She's gonna be involved with taxes also?
Well, that's primarily part of the job is.
As far as collecting,
the taxes,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, fine.
That's it, Councilwoman?
What?
That's all? I'm
That's
sorry.
all, that's all, I'm sorry.
Anyone
That's
else
all,
have any
folks.
questions, concerns? If there are none, can we take a motion, please?
I'll make
So
a
moved.
motion. Oh,
Second.
Oh, sorry.
I'll take second.
You can have.
Toley, Barty, all in favor?
Got it. You can.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Next, we have approval of a raffle application for the St. Nicholas Constantine and Helen Greek Orthodox Church for a 50/50 raffle in March of 2026. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Parati, Toley, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Next, we have the mayor's report. I made my comment about the police department and first responders. Councilwoman Parati, I know you're going to expand upon. It was really a team effort, and that's the reason that Mark Miller is talking and
Moving.
and way far along than anyone ever imagined. We have a lot of great things come up. We have a concert tomorrow night that we're looking forward to, our first of the year if the weather holds up, but I'm not going to expand on anything outside the police department. So I have nothing else. Finance Administration, Councilman Barty.
Thank you, Mayor. The only update I have is that we have all the final numbers in from the county, from the local school, from the regional school, as well as we had adopted our budget earlier in the year. So the tax bills will be going out in the next week or two.
Yeah, by the end, next 2 weeks.
Yep, next 2 weeks, and taxes will be due. Third quarter taxes on August 19th. So at our next meeting, we'll do the overview of the tax bill with all the exact numbers. So hope everyone's having a great summer. That's all I have.
Thank you. Audit? The audit.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So we just want to congratulate Maureen and the borough on a job well done for passing our audit with no findings. So nice job.
Good
Thank
job,
you.
More. Thank you.
Thank you. Recreation, Councilman Trill.
Baseball season is just about wrapped up. Well, baseball season is wrapped up. There's one little league team still competing in sectionals. The 10U team is in, I think, Teaneck or Fort Lee. They're wrapping up. So that's going well. We met with the soccer recreation committee met today, so they're working out some things for the fall. Scram's going great from everything I'm seeing and hearing. So quiet. Looking forward to the concert tomorrow night.
Congratulations on a good run by
Yep.
your team as well.
Second place ain't bad.
Yeah, well, first losers, what are you gonna do? Bayonne was a little too much for us.
Councilman Schroeder.
Nothing additional to add tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Baron's not here. Councilman Parati or Toley, anything from that committee?
No, we just have some things that are going back to committee that we hope to bring forward next meeting.
Public Safety, Councilman Parati.
Thank you, Mayor. As the mayor said, with Mark's accident, there have been so many individuals whose quick thinking and expertise were instrumental in Officer Miller's care and his ongoing recovery. I just want to take a moment and thank a few people. First, a heartfelt thank you to retired Officer John Allgaier. He was the gentleman that was at the scene. He's a retired Roseland police officer. His swift action in issuing an emergency distress call over the radio brought police, fire, and EMS to the scene without delay. To our Roseland Volunteer Fire Department, their skill and professionalism in the ability to extricate Officer Miller from his vehicle was nothing short of extraordinary if you saw what the vehicle looked like. Their time and their training that they put in, it's just amazing at what they are able to do. Our first aid squad, thank you for the outstanding work in stabilizing Officer Miller so that he could be safely transported by life flight to the care he needed. It's a very fine line whether or not they can be taken by airlift. The team on the ground really has to get them stable enough for them to fly, or else they won't fly. Like the mayor said, Officer Miller's on his way to recover, working towards recovery. So we all just want to wish him our heartfelt prayers and cheer him on that he's going to be back here as soon as possible. The volunteerism is the heart, like the mayor said, of our community. It plays such a vital role in keeping Roseland safe. So if anybody out there has the desire to give back, we encourage you and to have you consider joining the first aid squad or the volunteer fire department. To learn more about these two, just please reach out to Fire Chief Lovelace or EMS Director Bob Garrity. A couple other things that have that the police department has been doing. Between the director, the leadership at the police department, and the governing body here, we all took an active role in collectively taking an initiative to put the LPR readers in town. So with that, the police department came up with just some preliminary numbers and data. They just grabbed some quick data. They compared a 2-year period. And with the installation of the LPR readers, the information was taken from December of 2022 to December of 24 and December of 23 to 25. With these numbers, they're really promising, but there's always room for improvement. Motor vehicle thefts have decreased by 80%. Motor vehicle burglaries have decreased by 70%, and attempted burglaries have decreased by 50%. So again, these are just some raw numbers that they really didn't dive in deep, but we wanted to see where we stand. As you know, there's another LPR reader going in. So they're going to continue to look at these numbers and look at the data, but pretty much I think the entire town of Roseland to come in is going to have an LPR reader. So I want to thank them for their time and effort that they've put in to get this initiative done. And that is all I have.
Councilman Toley.
Thank you, Mayor. I only have one item regarding the beautification committee. We do have an opening for one more member. We were supposed to have a meeting about 2 weeks ago, but the heat was just horrendous, so we decided to cancel it. But we should be having a meeting soon regarding the fall decorations and also the holiday decorations. So if anyone out there is interested in becoming a member, like we always say, volunteerism is a great thing here in Roseland. You can please just give me a call. My number is listed. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what? I forgot to thank the police department too for that scene. They did such a great job securing the scene and having everybody being able to do what they needed to do to clean it up and have everybody investigated or whatever. So thank you to the Roseland Police Department as well. Sorry about
Pictures
that.
On the news,
Thank you.
the drivers on the news.
Anyone else have anything for committee reports? If there are none, next we have the approval of the June 17th council meeting and executive session minutes. If everyone received the minutes, there's no questions, concerns, or recusals, we'll take a motion.
So moved.
Second,
Parati, Toley, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Next, we have our second round of public comment. Any member of the public wish to be heard, come forward, state your name and address for the record. If you're with us via Zoom, use the raise your hand icon. Thank you, Ryan. If there are no other matters, we'll simply take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Thank you. What team was that?
That West, it's like our little.
Maybe Thursday.
Leagues that are 3 different teams.
When I played, it was
oh, she's great.
just recreation, then
All-Stars.
all-star